Nerd Morning, everyone. My name is Jeremy, and this is the Nerd Morning Show. Today we're doing our weekly review, which is a video where we're going to be talking about the things that are going on this week in the comic community. We're going to be talking about things like comics, video games, and more. So some of the things that we're going to be talking about this week include the 80th anniversary comic for Green Arrow, the first Critic reviews for the Black Widow movie, and also the Epic Games free game of the week. So be sure to like this video by giving this video a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, be sure to subscribe, and let's get going. For comics this week, there are two that I thought were really noteworthy and worth talking about a little bit more deeply here for you guys. So the 80th anniversary for Green Arrow was a big thing. I am a huge fan of Green Arrow, and this book was fantastic. It's a 100-page spectacular, is what they classify it as, and there are multiple short comic stories that are in here that go and explore the character of Green Arrow and some of the key characters that involve themselves with him, such as Black Canary. Now, Green Arrow is 80 years old, so I thought, when was his first appearance? His actual first appearance was in November 1941 in More Fun Comics number 73. So that was a really interesting thing to look and find. So the year of this is definitely coinciding, but we actually do have a couple of months until Green Arrow turns 80 officially. The other comic that I thought was really worth note and definitely needs to be talked about is the United States of Captain America issue number 1, which came out this week. In this mini-series, we have Steve Rogers as well as Sam Wilson, two Captain Americas, as it were, who are going out on a road trip type of experience as they're hunting for the missing Captain America shield. But what they find throughout these stories is other Captain America-like heroes. And in this first issue, we find our first introduction to a new one of these new Captain America heroes. And this person's name is Aaron Fischer, who's been described as a young gay hero who is trying to protect the homeless teens in America. And that's the first team-up introduction that we have to these Captain America-like heroes. And we're going to be getting new ones each issue throughout this mini-series. And the second issue that's going to be released in this series is July 28th of 2021. So what comics came out this week that you think are important? Let me know, put those in the comments below. On Twitter this week, Barbara Gordon's persona of Batgirl gets a new redesign. Now this is the costume for Batgirl, and I am really excited about this. This looks like it's reminiscing to the Batgirl of Burnside era, as well as kind of blending that with some of the other looks that Batgirl has had in the past. Also, I think it looks really cool, and it seems pretty functional. So I am excited about this. What do you guys think about this new look? For movies and TV, the big story is Black Widow. Black Widow is coming out on July 9th, and so it's really only days away of when I'm releasing this video. It has been really something that's been anticipated by fans and critics alike, and we actually are getting the first critic reviews for this. And it's got a Metascore of about 70. Now this movie is going to be available in both theaters as well as on Disney Plus for an additional purchase, and I wanted to see what are the critics saying about this movie before we dive in to watching it and talking about it. So I'm going to pull out actually my notes here to go over what these critics have been saying. From the film critic from The Guardian, they said, "For fans of Black Widow and everyone else, the episode is great fun." From USA Today, Marvel's Black Widow is a strong superhero effort that feels both timely as well as a little too late. And I think that they're saying a little too late in meaning we've had Black Widow as a part of the MCU for over a decade, and we're finally getting her first film, and that's a little too late. We've needed this for a long time. Okay, so from IGN, they said, "Marvel's Black Widow isn't quite the stellar solo film the fallen Avenger deserves." And I think what's most interesting from that is that there's super love for this character. All of these comments have had a lot of love for the character. There has been some really positive reviews and a couple of criticisms for the film, but overall it's been a very positive review for this from the critics. And again, that Metascore was 70, and that's out of 100 for the Metascore. Are you excited about this film? Are you ready to learn more about the Black Widow character inside of the MCU? What are your thoughts about this upcoming film? Put those in the comments below. Loki Episode 4 has aired this week on Disney+. No spoilers here, but for those that are watching it, I just want to remind you that there is a mid-credit scene at the end of Episode 4, and I found this week's mid-credit scene to be pretty significant, so don't miss it. Also, I'd really love to know what your guys' thoughts are about this show. Are you guys enjoying it? Are you having fun with like the speculation? For me, like, I've been loving this show. I've been thinking it's been very fun, and one of the most enjoyable parts about this is seeing all the things that people have been coming up with ideas of how this connects with the MCU and going off on different theories about this. I think that that's been super, super fun. Last week, I introduced you guys to the book Lux, which is written by Brandon Sanderson and co-authored by Stephen Michael Bowles, and I am really excited for this audiobook experience. I think it's going to be really fun. It's connected to the Reckoner's stories, but we're actually going to be learning about some new characters here and in this world. It's going to be taking place in Texas, and the character that we are going to be focusing on is named Jax. And this is about a Reckoner cell, which we haven't really learned too much about in the previous stories. Chapter 2 for this story has been released on Brandon Sanderson's YouTube channel, so you can listen to both chapters 1 and 2, and I'm going to be having both links for those in the description of this video. Again, this is an Audible exclusive story, but for Brandon Sanderson fans, this is one you're probably not wanting to miss. Between last week's video and this week, I did an interview with Cassandra Shills, who is an author who we've had on the show for a couple of times, introducing her new book, which was titled His 4th of July Drama, and that is now out and available. And if you want to learn more about that book, check out that interview. I'll have a link to that in the description as well. For gaming this week, I wanted to introduce you guys to a video game that Epic Games has free on their online store, and it is free right now until July 8th. It is called The Spectrum Retreat, and you're exploring this mysterious hotel and you're solving puzzles, and it's categorized as both a puzzle as well as an adventure game, and I think it looks really fun. So that's available right now until the 8th. For me, I'm going to be doing more game streaming on my gaming channel here on YouTube this upcoming week, and my gaming schedule is going to include on Tuesday, I'm going to be doing Uncharted 4 from 7 to 9 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I'm also going to be doing more Horizon Zero Dawn on Thursday at 7 to 9 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. I'm also going to be working on other gaming projects and videos for you on that channel, so definitely check out that channel if you haven't yet. A special thanks to everyone who has been supporting me, watching videos. A special shout out to those who have been supporting me on my Patreon. You can be a patron supporter by going to www.patreon.com/nerdmorning. Also, you can find more Nerd Morning content on places like Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok at Nerd Morning. Thank you so much for joining me today. For those of you who have stuck around to the end, I'm going to pop up here a quick teaser of a project that's going on here at Nerd Morning that you guys will be hopefully excited about seeing in the future. Thank you guys so much again for watching here all the way to the end. If you haven't, please give this video a thumbs up. That helps out so much. And we'll catch you guys all next week for another video.